What's up YouTube? Welcome to a new episode of Lightly Used. Today you're staring at my sink, and in the sink obviously is a dishwash brush. Now this brush is about 6 weeks old. I don't really use this as my main cleaning solution because obviously I have a dishwasher, but there's always pots and pans and plates and other things that you want to wash by hand. So that's why the dishwash brush comes in. 6 weeks old, give or take, could be 7, but this is well used, as you can see. I've cleaned up a little bit because there's obviously always some food stuck inside, but you can clearly see that it is turning a little bit brown. But maybe, at first glance you're like, oh, still, fine, it's a dishwash brush after all. But obviously I have a brand new one, and that is when things start to look slightly ugly. First of all is the discoloration. You can see that especially at the base of the brush hairs, I suppose, they're getting brown. You can imagine, I wash pots and pans with this, so pasta sauce, all that kind of stuff. It makes things change color quite a bit. This brand new one, I've actually took it out of the pack yesterday, so it hasn't been used more than once. You can see that it's still nice and bright. The second thing that you can clearly see is that here in the middle and here on the top, it has fully parted. You can imagine, washing anything from pots and pans, but also glasses, anything, wine glasses, drinking glass, whatever. Obviously you're pressing into the brush hairs, and you can see that this one here stands nice and tall, especially up here in the middle. So you can certainly still do your dishes with this, but it is starting to look a bit nasty, especially compared to this new one, and especially with the hairs here parting so much, these hairs still standing up nice and tall. You can imagine that they also it cleans better. Now this is typically one of those things, and that's actually the whole reason for this channel, is that you might have a look at this and be like, you can still use it, and you can, still it's hard plastic brush heads, so you can still clean with this, but then when you put it next to a brand new clean one, you're like, oh, this is starting to get kind of gross, so definitely time for a new one there. The other thing is that you can maybe not tell on camera, but here in the middle and also here on the ends or the beginning of the brush hairs, you just start to accumulate dirt and grime, and you obviously don't have that on the new one at all. So it is also a lot more hygienic to just use a clean one every once in a while. I generally tend to change the dishwash brush about every 6 weeks or so, and in between I do clean it with a steam cleaner to get some sense of bacteria killing and whatever, but in reality that probably doesn't make that much of a difference. Obviously a new one is nice and clean and germ free. In terms of the rest of the brush, there's not that much to see. I mean, the handles look pretty much identical. There's a bit of dirt buildup here on the green. You can imagine that your hands are not always as clean as you think they are. So obviously when you handle this a couple of times, especially in a kitchen environment, it gets a bit dirty in the rubber here. This one obviously doesn't have that yet. Other than that, you can see they both have, there used to be a sticker here for the price sticker or something, or the brand sticker. So I pulled it off here, but you can see that there's also dirt accumulating on that residue over time. Then you have the scraping thing here on the top. This one is still nice and sharp between brackets, and this one is starting to get a bit rounded off, so not as sharp anymore. That's for scraping pans and so on. But overall, yeah, you can, it's one of those things, when you put a new one next to a used one, you're like, oof, get that out of here and use the new one. So there you have it, dishwash brush, lightly used.